Welcome back, everyone. Today we're looking into a topic that's fundamental to our rights as citizens: the Fourth Amendment. This is more than just an old piece of parchment gathering dust in the archives of history. It's a living, breathing principle that continues to shape and guide our society. The Fourth Amendment is the bulwark that protects us against government overreach. It's the invisible barrier that guards our homes, our bodies, our belongings, and our communications. It's the line in the sand that says, "This far and no further," to those who might otherwise infringe upon our personal space and privacy. Born out of a time when the tyranny of unchecked power was all too real, the Fourth Amendment was a revolutionary statement of individual rights. It was a bold declaration that the government shall not violate our privacy without a just cause. This right to privacy is a cornerstone of our freedom, an essential element of our dignity and autonomy as human beings. But what exactly is the Fourth Amendment, you might ask? Well, it's a part of the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the United States Constitution. It protects us from unreasonable searches and seizures by the government. In essence, it means that law enforcement needs a warrant to search your property or seize your belongings, and they need to have a good reason to get that warrant. Now, you might think that this is all quite straightforward, but the truth is, the Fourth Amendment is a complex and nuanced piece of legislation. Its interpretation has evolved over time, shaped by landmark court cases and societal change. It's not just about physical searches anymore, it's about wiretapping, digital surveillance, and so much more. So it goes without saying that we should pay close attention to what it means, and how it can be invoked in a court of law, to protect citizens. Understanding the Fourth Amendment is not just about knowing your rights. It's about understanding the balance between individual freedom and societal security, about navigating the fine line between privacy and transparency. It's about ensuring that our society remains a place where liberty thrives and justice prevails. Before we jump into the legal nitty-gritty, let's start with the basics. As you may already know, the Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution is a pillar of our legal system. It was designed to protect our rights as citizens, and to shield us from the overreach of government power. Now, this might sound a bit complicated, but don't worry, we're going to break it down for you. Firstly, the Fourth Amendment protects us from unreasonable searches and seizures. Imagine, if you will, that you're sitting at home, enjoying your favorite cup of coffee. Suddenly there's a knock at the door. It's the police, and they want to search your home. But can they just walk right in? Not so fast. According to the Fourth Amendment, they need a good reason, what's known as probable cause, and a warrant from a judge to do so. But what exactly is probable cause? It's a reasonable ground for suspicion, supported by circumstances strong enough to warrant a cautious person to believe that a crime has been committed. In other words, it's not enough for law enforcement to just have a hunch or a gut feeling. They need solid evidence to justify their actions. Now let's talk about the warrant. This is a legal document issued by a judge that allows law enforcement to conduct a search or seizure. But it's not a blank check. The warrant must be specific. It must clearly describe the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. This means that law enforcement can't just rummage through all your stuff. They have to know what they're looking for and where they're likely to find it. So, in a nutshell, the Fourth Amendment is your shield. It protects your privacy and keeps the government in check. But remember, it's up to us to understand our rights and to hold our government accountable. The warrant must specify the place to be searched and the items or persons to be seized. One of the pivotal cases that shaped Fourth Amendment jurisprudence is Katz v. United States. This case, decided in 1967, changed the landscape of Fourth Amendment protections. Charles Katz, a man with a knack for illegal gambling, was caught in an FBI sting operation that involved wiretapping a public telephone booth. The Supreme Court ruled that the FBI's actions constituted a search under the Fourth Amendment, and since they had not obtained a warrant, the search was unconstitutional. This case expanded the concept of privacy beyond physical spaces to include conversations. Now let's shift gears to the following year, 1968, when the Supreme Court decided Terry v. Ohio. This case revolved around the controversial practice of stop and frisk. Law enforcement officers stopped a man named John Terry on the grounds of suspicious behavior. The officers frisked Terry and found a concealed weapon. Terry's lawyers argued that the frisk was an illegal search under the Fourth Amendment, but the Supreme Court disagreed. The court determined that if an officer has reasonable suspicion that a person may be involved in criminal activity and that they may be armed and dangerous, a stop and frisk does not violate the Fourth Amendment. It was a landmark decision that tried to balance individual privacy rights with the safety needs of law enforcement. Fast forward to the digital age and we find ourselves in the year 2012 with the case United States vs. Jones. Antoine Jones, a nightclub owner, was suspected of drug trafficking. Law enforcement officers attached a GPS tracking device to his car and monitored his movements for a month, all without a warrant. The Supreme Court was tasked with deciding, does long-term GPS monitoring constitute a search under the Fourth Amendment? In a decision that echoed the sentiments of Katz v. United States, the court ruled that it did. The government's physical intrusion on Jones's personal property for the purpose of obtaining information constituted a search. This case underscored the importance of the Fourth Amendment in the digital era, where technology can easily invade our personal spaces and privacy. These cases emphasize the importance of protecting privacy in the digital realm. From conversations in a phone booth to the movements of our cars, the Fourth Amendment is a living, breathing part of the Constitution that continues to adapt to the changing landscape of society and technology. As we move further into the digital age, the Fourth Amendment will continue to play a crucial role in defining and protecting our right to privacy. Today, the Fourth Amendment faces new challenges with advancements in technology. As we continue to evolve into a digital society, our private information now largely exists within the realm of the electronic devices we use every day. This shift has brought about new complexities and challenges concerning the Fourth Amendment. One such challenge lies in the warrantless searches of electronic devices. Imagine being stopped at a border checkpoint and being asked to hand over your smartphone for a search without any warrant or probable cause. This is a reality that many face today. The argument from law enforcement is that they are merely extending the border search exception, a long-standing principle that allows searches at borders without a warrant for national security purposes. However, critics argue that searching a person's electronic device is far more intrusive than searching their luggage and could potentially violate the Fourth Amendment. In addition, the rise of mass surveillance programs has also put the Fourth Amendment under the spotlight. These programs, often justified under the guise of national security, involve the collection and analysis of vast amounts of data, often without specific warrants or probable cause. This has raised questions about whether such broad surveillance constitutes an unreasonable search, and whether it infringes upon our right to privacy. For instance, the infamous case of Edward Snowden revealed that the National Security Agency, or NSA, was collecting phone records of millions of Americans, sparking a nationwide debate about privacy, security, and the reach of government surveillance. Such instances highlight the tension between privacy rights and security needs in the age of technology. Moreover, the advent of new technologies such as facial recognition software and drone surveillance has further complicated matters. These technologies can be used to track and monitor individuals on a scale and with a precision that was unimaginable when the Fourth Amendment was written, further blurring the lines of what is considered a reasonable search. These issues have sparked debates about the scope of our privacy rights in the digital age. As technology continues to advance, the interpretation and application of the Fourth Amendment will continue to evolve, shaping the future of privacy rights in the United States. And there you have it, a dive into the Fourth Amendment and its crucial role in protecting our privacy. We've explored the fundamentals of this cornerstone amendment, from its origins to its application in our modern world. Remember, it safeguards us from unreasonable searches and seizures, requiring law enforcement to obtain a warrant supported by probable cause. We've also reflected on landmark cases that have shaped its interpretation, such as Katz v. United States, Terry v. Ohio, and United States v. Jones. These cases have underscored the importance of privacy, be it in our conversations, our movements, or our digital fingerprints. In the face of new technologies and challenges, the Fourth Amendment continues to play a pivotal role in defining the scope of our privacy rights. It's a testament to the enduring wisdom of our founding fathers and the adaptability of our Constitution. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. Until then, I'm Clump of Cells. Stay informed and know your rights.